Tenerife, an island filled with beautiful hikes, diverse landscapes and outdoor adventure. A far cry from the crazy nightlife it is often most known for. We stayed in Puerto de la Cruz, situated in the north half of the island, which is a lot quieter than the south, away from all the chaos. A beautiful city by the sea with insane views of Mount Teide, colourful buildings and artistic flair. On our second day in Tenerife, we drove our hire car up to the region of Taberno to do our first hike. The roads were narrow, winding and steep, but the views were well worth the effort. While the trail itself was relatively easy with not too much elevation, you wouldn't want to have a fear of heights, as the trail was often on a cliff edge. This made for some dramatic views of the surrounding landscapes. We even met a few furry friends along the way.
Hi, kitty. Oh, hi, baby.
We then headed briefly to the Trail of the Senses in Anaga. As pretty as this place was packed with people, and it was a struggle to find parking. After this, we decided to head to one of the many natural pools on the way back home. The car journey to Mesa del Mar wasn't the easiest, with some crazy steep descents along the way. But all the hardship was forgotten once we reached this stunning swimming spot. As we were here in March, the water was quite cold, and it wasn't long before we were shivering and needed to get out. After we dried off, we stayed to watch the sunset before making our way back to the city. The next day, we headed up to Teide National Park. The roads were steep and winding all the way, but they were in pretty good condition, which made the journey a little less stressful. We stopped at a viewpoint on the way up and found ourselves in the clouds, an unforgettable experience. The change in landscape once we reached the top of the national park, over 2,000 metres above sea level, was drastic. I had only seen such scenery in movies. It was like being in the Wild West. We did the hike around the famous Roc de Garcia. Again, it was a lot more crowded than we would have liked, but it didn't take away from the incredible beauty of the area. The fog rolled in on our drive back to base. We took a different route this time and had to navigate a roller coaster of roads with very little visibility. Needless to say, it was a relief when we got out of the car when we got back to the apartment. Our plans to go kayaking and snorkelling the next day got postponed due to dangerous sea conditions, so we made our way to a hike near Tenerife Volcano instead, and it did not disappoint. Although the day was rainy, our spirits were high as we enjoyed a relatively easy hike across the volcanic landscapes of Tenerife. To finish off the day, we made the short journey to Los Gigantes to take a look at the famous cliffs. While we were there, we also managed to spot a few brave goats wandering around the loose rock in the distance. The following evening, our plan was to make our way to Teide National Park for sunset and stay a bit to watch the stars. Little did we know that while we enjoyed the beautiful sunset, our car was being broken into just a couple of 100 metres away where it was parked. Luckily, we had most of our valuables with us, although they did manage to steal our bags, the only bags we had with us for the trip, and the items in them. Items that were more sentimental than they were valuable. This, of course, put a dampener on our night, and we were left feeling quite sorry for ourselves. The next day, we decided not to let the events of the previous night ruin the last few days of our trip. We went back to the busy city of Los Cristianos to go kayaking and snorkelling. It was an amazing experience, as we got to see a real-life turtle up close, as well as a brief glimpse of a group of dolphins. I didn't realise until after that I had filmed most of the day in hyperlapse, which is why most of the footage is so choppy. Tenerife is a popular tourist destination, and most places you go there will be relatively busy. There also seems to be a high rate of theft against tourists there, but it was still an island that is worth visiting if you want to witness a diverse and beautiful landscape.